If you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description and you'll find items such as this, a soy story. Alright, let's talk about some comic book stuff for a minute. Now, I'm not going to necessarily go over this article. I just want to pull up because it's kind of symbolic to where comic books are. So you got this Quinn person who I guess was a big thing in GG. I wasn't a part of that movement. I don't really know too much about this woman other than I guess she ripped off a bunch of people and didn't pay them for some Kickstarter game. That's about the most I know. Oh, and the whole Five Guys thing, which is kind of funny. I just know that she's pretty much doesn't have a good reputation, and the media will go to town to defend her. Even though there's a lot of questionable things that she's done, it doesn't matter. It gets overlooked every time. Well, DC Comics hired her. Now she can come on over to Marvel. Marvel hires her. Keep in mind, let's erase everything about this person. Controversial. There's no comic book experience whatsoever. This is a total cater move to the woke NPC crowd. That's who this is meant to appeal to. Because this is a figurehead for them in many ways because it's part of the anti-GG movement. That's my analysis on this situation. So it's like, well, let's hire this person to appeal to these people who for years have not come out to buy your comic books. And we're going to see that in a second because we're going to go look at the comic book sales for July. But it's just, it is funny. She didn't just get a job at Marvel. She got a job at IDW as well, writing the Addams Family. So it's like, you can just have you can have no experience whatsoever. But as long as you are big in the NPC movement, you can get a job at Marvel or IDW, DC, and you can go write comics that nobody reads. It's like nobody that they're trying to appeal to comes out and supports these comics. I just find this funny. All the stuff with CB Cebulski, the guy is a horrible leader. I called it that he was a horrible leader the moment they brought him in. And sure enough, he lives up to it all the time. This is a stupid move because she had one comic book at DC. I read it. It was terrible. It made no sense. It was all over the place. It was a joke. But I guess since Marvel Comics is a joke, they fit together nicely. This book's not going to sell. These books never sell. They tried this before with that Mockingbird book. They brought in a radical to write that book. It was a disaster. It was a stupid book. It didn't sell, and she had to go. And now this is pretty much the same formula. Bringing in somebody that has no experience, who's a big-time NPC, coming in to write a book about a strong female character, and they're going to just mess it up. So it's going to be funny. It's going to be a trash fire book for sure. But hey, she's going to IDW too. Why not? Maybe she can get the money back for that video game and, actually pay some people, stuff like that. We'll see. All right, so I think we can all pretty much agree that comics aren't in a good place. If you've been following my channel since I started, other channels, they've been talking about how comics are kind of on the decline because of decisions like I showed you at the beginning of this video, the kind of people that they're bringing in to work on the books. And it starts to reflect. So this is actually a better month compared to most, but there's some things on here to point out. So what's going on here? We have July 2019. Had to change the screen. I had the wrong one up. So let's go back down. And it was actually a good month, like I was saying, but there's some reasons for that. A couple of reasons. House of X, Powers of X, rebooting the X-Men line, and you're bringing Jonathan Hickman back. So those sold very good. Walking Dead, this is the final issue. Made some buzz, got people in shops, so that did good. Amazing Spider-Man, you say that's great, 113,000. And I say, whoa, not so fast. Because you go down here, Amazing Spider-Man 26 goes from 113,000 units all the way down to 59,000. Issue 26, issue 25. And then you say, well, Batman's still doing good. Well, it's because DC has to pump out 5. Batman's like Marvel's Spider-Man. So Marvel pushes at least like 7 or 8 Spider-Man books a month. Easily. Always putting Spider-Man out there because he sells for them, even though that's wearing off. A lot of those books don't sell anymore because Marvel's talent stinks. That's why they had to pay Jason Hickman a ton of money to come back and write for them again, because they're not doing so good. Like, well, we'll pay one guy. Okay. All the money we're saving from paying all of you people peanuts, we'll bring Hickman back, give him some real money. Because I'm pretty sure he was doing fine with his indie books. He came back for some cash. Trust me. Batman, however, is not doing as good. So, Last Night on Earth, Curse of the White Knight. Curse of the White Knight, that's the Sean Gordon Murphy book that everyone loves. A lot of hype behind it. Of course, that's going to do good. Last Night on Earth, Old Man Bruce, and it's got Scott Snyder on it, and Greg Capullo, who had a big-time run not that long ago. Batman Who Laughs, another Snyder tale, also up there, has dropped down a little bit. However, here's the thing. When you go to Tom King's Batman book, 74 and 75, they're outsold by The Hulk. The Hulk is outselling the main DC Comics Batman book. That's bad. Now, I know that you don't think it is, but you have to understand, this book used to be up in here, in like the top 10 every month, consistently, for years. If I were to take you back, and we're just going to keep going month to month to month in the back, you would see Batman, not DC Comics Batman, in the top 10 consistently. But you look right here, look at this. Drops to number 13 from 74 to 75. 8,000 decrease. You know why? Because Batman is always whining and crying and like talking about his feelings. The women are overpowered, beating up the men. Nobody wants to read that. That's why DC Comics gets better praise, but it doesn't sell as well. Look at Spider-Man comics falling. Now, that's actually a decent book. Still falling. Can't keep the numbers up. You go down, it gets even worse. Uncanny X-Men. This is where House of X will be soon enough. It'll drop down to year 2. Look at that Captain Marvel book that everyone supposedly loves so much. 32,000. That's close to cancellation. That launched at like 100,000 issues. And that's not because they sold. Keep in mind, these aren't numbers sold. These are numbers shipped. We don't know how many issues something actually sells. We have no idea. We just know how many bookstores order. And they always order a bunch of number ones. And then you see them decline based on, how each issue sells monthly. The fact that they decline even more every month means that people are losing interest, canceling it from pull lists, not coming and buy it. There's no traffic for it. And this is why I question the popularity of that movie for Captain Marvel so many times, because she's just not a likable character. And we can go over to check out Miss Marvel, the other character that they push, 15,000 for the Miss Marvel annual. The Magnificent Miss Marvel on issue 5, another reboot for that book, already on 13 issues. And these are the issues that they push. If you open up any Marvel property now, even the Marvel Ultimate Alliance game that just came out, they're pushing Miss Marvel big time. She looks like she's wearing Walmart pajamas with a lightning bolt on it, and that's her costume. That's the character they want everyone reading. They want everyone reading Squirrel Girl and all these stupid characters that nobody cares about, and they push them, and they push them on the comic owners. I don't see this industry doing that well. Let's take out all of the big books right here. Take out Hickman's run. You take out Walking Dead, which did really well because of the fact that it was ending. It would have probably done better if they had announced that it was ending, to be honest. I think the reason that it sold out completely like this is because it was the last issue. They knew it was coming to an end, so they were ordering a little bit more, but nobody knew it was going to end right there on 193. So we can even go ahead and leave that in there because Walking Dead was always a high book. But you take out these 3 Batman books. You take out Jonathan Hickman's run. You come down here, you land on Black Cat. And look at how quick those numbers go down. 55,000 ain't a lot of units. It's not a lot. One thing that I've even noticed, Invisible Woman. I actually hear that was a decent book. However, it sold 64,000. Now, this is a number 1. Marvel's trick This is what they like to do. This is their plan. Is okay. How I showed you Ms. Marvel was at 15,000 units. Now what they'll do is cancel it and relaunch it, give it a new number one to boost the numbers right back up here in the high section. Invisible Woman is a number one. It lands at 64,000. You'll see number ones all the time, and they're always Marvel books. Now once in a while you see like Arrow. Now this is a book. I don't know anything about Arrow other than it's a number one and only sold 71,000. Right? Curse of the White Knight is an exception. Has a lot of hype. The same with the X books up here. They had a lot of hype as well. But you go down here to another one, Loki, pretty popular character, number one, 51,000. Now 2 years ago, that would have been closer to 100,000. People are wising up and they're not ordering big bulks of Loki books. It's not happening. War of the Realms Omega, number one, 45,000. It's not working anymore. So you take these little key issues off here, it's not going to be that good. I really wonder how long do they get to sit there and just bleed out? You know, how long does this get to work for them like that? I do wonder. When does Disney say, you're just not making us any money? No one's reading comics, and pull the plug on them? DC Comics, it's already not looking good for. I don't think AT&T is going to keep them around. It's kind of a gloomy day for this industry. I don't know how much longer it hangs out. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. Let me know what you think about all of this. What do you think about comic sales? What do you think about Marvel's just pretty much ripping everybody off, ripping the comic shops off? How long do you think until comic sales are done? Do you even care? Are you happy with manga? Let me know. Make sure you're still subscribed. Share the video. Important to share the video now. Share all of your favorite content creators because we need you guys now. YouTube's not doing it for us anymore. And that's pretty much it. Follow me over my Twitch. I'll see you guys on the next one.